The Ghana Meteorological Agency, GMet, is responsible for monitoring meteorological conditions within the flight information region overseen by the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. This involves providing regular updates and alerts about impending weather changes.
Go to all the airports in Ghana, we have Met stations or Met officers there who provide information. If you sit an aircraft, the information you get when the pilot is speaking to you is how the weather is going to be, what the turbulence you are going to experience during the flight, and the temperatures and the place you are landing, how the weather is. All that information comes from the Met institutions. So in Ghana, Ghana Meteorological Agency is the institution which is mandated to provide aeronautical meteorological services for aviation. And research shows that the information that the aircraft needs to navigate, about 60% is meteorological. And so we provide this information through the air controllers to the pilots for their navigation. Enemy of the aircraft is the weather.
Despite the crucial provision of these services, there exists an outstanding financial matter involving two airport entities, the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority and the Ghana Airport Company Limited. Acting Director General of GMet, Eric Esumai, says this monetary deficit presents a substantial obstacle to adequately financing the agency's ongoing operations.
It used to be an MOU that we had between them, but in 2019, through our minister, our act was amended and gave specific receivables from aviation to Ghana Meteorological Agency, specifically landing. All the flight that lands in Ghana, airport companies, civil aviation, charge them. And whatever money they charge them, the law says that 10% should be given to Ghana Meteorological Agency. Again, all the flight that flight over our flight zone, the flight that doesn't land in Ghana, they cross Ghana flight information region, they charge them. And the money they charge them, the law says that 10% should be given to Ghana Meteorological Agency. Again, all the tickets that we buy, we pay tax on them, all right, airport tax. And so airport company collect that tax, and the law says that all the taxes that they collect, 5% should be given to Ghana Meteorological Agency. The challenge is the implementation. These organizations are not paying as the Act demands.
GMet offers forecasts 3 times a day, as well as weather advisories and warnings whenever significant weather events are detected.
So this is weather forecast for yesterday, right? So this was what was predicted yesterday for yesterday night and then today. So yesterday night we're expecting more of cloudiness and then some slight rain and then drizzle. And then Wednesday also, that is today, we are still expecting mostly cloudy conditions, some misty conditions, as well as more of slight rain and then drizzle. And then we can see that more of the thunderstorm activities are concentrated towards the northern sector. So basically, this is the process that we go through before we come out with a forecast. We have the weekly forecast, which is issued on Monday, and then is updated on Wednesday. That is the midweek forecast. And the midweek forecast is also updated for Friday towards the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be the updates over for the midweek forecast. Aside this forecast, also we have what we call the daily forecast that we issue for 3 times a day. That is the 24-hour forecast. We have the morning, afternoon, and evening forecast. So currently we are working on the afternoon forecast and then the evening forecast here in Kafu. The morning forecast, we have the office at airports taking care of the morning forecast for the 24-hour period. So
the Central Analysis and Forecasting Office serves as the hub for collecting and analyzing weather and climate data, which is then disseminated to the public. A majority of researchers are stationed at this office to monitor shift in weather patterns and communicate these changes to the general population. Joe Tete Potofi is the Deputy Director in charge of Synoptic Meteorology and Forecasting.
We have what we call a satellite receiver also that is able to tell us every 15 minutes what is happening in the whole world. So we can scale it down to Ghana. And that one we normally call it GMet is a meteorological satellite for the European community. But since we belong to the World Meteorological Organization, we also have access to it. And these are all the forecasters there. They will print out these ones, they will arrange it, and they will discuss it. Somebody will lead and you will discuss. And out of this, we come out with a forecast. There are a lot of products here.
Over the years, some Ghanaians doubt information from this institution.
My challenge is people getting the awareness that these services exist and these services can help us. That's what we have not succeeded in, getting everybody on board. But those who use our services really know that our services have improved, is good, is helpful, is helping them in their businesses. But a lot more people know those services exist. And so a call for a lot more work to sensitize the Ghanaian populace to know that these are the weather and climate services being churned out or generated or produced by Ghana Meteorological Agency, and this is how it's going to help them.
GMet needs about 120 automatic weather stations of synoptic nature to achieve nationwide coverage and deliver forecasts tailored to specific locations. With the existing 44 manual and automatic synoptic weather stations, the agency is unable to offer forecasts that are customized to particular locations. According to Mr. Esumai, a weather station should be established within every 5-kilometer radius in an ideal scenario.
For every 5-kilometer radius, ideally, I need a station there. So you can imagine the size of Ghana and then calculate 5-kilometer radius and multiply by a number of stations that I need. It's hundreds and thousands. So we need a lot. We don't have that much. There are the agric stations, the synoptic type of station I spoke about. That one for WMO standard, you can have 20-kilometer radius. So one station can cover 20-kilometer radius. And if you don't have them, you can do 40-kilometer radius.
The agency also needs about 600 rain gauges and 4 radar systems to ensure complete national coverage.
The rain gauges, I need a lot of them. That one, about 600 will be cool for us because, and that's too, I'm getting some few of them. In fact, there's another project I didn't mention, Garrett project, and Garrett project is also gotten us 2 of the synoptic type of automatic weather station, which is yet to be installed, already bought, and 18 of the rain gauge rainfall stations. And the type of rainfall station they bought for us, which has even temperature sensors, so it's kind of an enhanced rainfall stations. And radar, we have 1, and we need about 4 to cover the entire country. Garrett project, which is getting us 1 more. FSRP, there's 2 radar proposed there, which hasn't gotten the approval yet. And then in GDEP, there's 1. With the radar, you'll be able to identify a very localized storm or system developing, and then be able to analyze it and forecast. Sometimes you can see that, you are living in your house, it's not raining. You get to just a distance away from your house, it will rain there, it will not rain your house. They call them localized systems that are developed. So it can rain in Medina and it will not rain in Adenta, or rain in Medina and not rain in East Legon. But there are systems that rain that it will pass through the whole country, or the whole section of the country. You say that a system is coming from Nigeria, Benin, Togo, and then is going past through Ghana to Cote d'Ivoire. Satellite will pick those ones with the system moving, and you can track it. But radar satellite will not pick the one which is developing in a small community, say in Aburi, to be able to analyze and forecast. And so that's why I'm saying they complement each other with the ground information that we have gathered. If you put all these things together, GMet's forecast will be extremely reliable. People talk about they want location-specific forecasts, where the forecast will be point. with the radar and all this equipment in place, it will enhance our effort to get location-specific forecast, if not even point forecast. A very small radius, about 9 or 5 kilometer radius forecast. With this equipment, you will be able to give.
However, to cater to agricultural needs with specialized agro-met weather station types, the agency also requires about 350 such stations.
Yes, but for the agro-met type, we need about 350. We have about 50 in the system. And this project are also looking at, we put some proposal there which has been approved to get a lot more of them. I think in the FSRP project we have about 50 requested. And then under GDEP, and GDEP is a Ghana Digital Accelerated Project and the Ministry of Communication. Also we have, I think, about 35 proposed there. And so we believe very soon for the stations we will have them.
By the end of 2023, GMet aims to have about 61 automatic weather stations in addition to the current 22 manual stations towards achieving the goal of establishing 120 weather stations nationwide. There are intention to transition towards employing self-recording automatic weather stations in order to enhance the timeliness and precision of data collection. A report by Mohammed Nurudeen.